going on? So every time I see a list of top 10 beginner cars for car guys, it is filled to the brim with JDM cars. Every single time we're seeing a Miata on there. We're seeing a Civic, 100%. Acura RSX, probably, and countless other ones. Not that there's anything wrong with those cars, but I wanted to make you a list of top 10 beginner cars for car guys that are all non-JDM, just so you can explore your other options, see what's out there. And if you're a car guy looking to get into car culture, then these are 10 great cars to get you started that are non-JDM. So jumping right in at number 1, we got the Volkswagen GTI. This is a super clean car that's got looks, power, and the aftermarket for it that's gonna let you customize it exactly how you want. Now, because this is a beginner list, I'm gonna keep things relatively low in price. I'm gonna try my best to make things reasonable so that if this is something you're looking to get into, this is a car you could buy today. No, I don't know your budget. I don't know what you do for work. I'm just generalizing here. What do you get with the VW GTI? Well, you get a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 that's got 200 horsepower, and the majority of them come as a 6-speed manual, and I know that's huge for car guys. Me, I don't care so much if it's manual or if it's got paddle shifters. The great thing about this one is you get both. It's got a 0 to 60 in only 6 seconds. It has a top speed of 130 miles per hour. But the best part about the Volkswagen GTI is that these things are relatively reliable. And if I've learned anything from being a car guy and being in car culture for the past 7-8 years now, is that the majority of car guy cars are definitely not reliable. So this is one on the list that's not only relatively well priced, has a huge aftermarket, but is probably one of the most reliable car guys cars you can get out there today. I would specifically buy the 2010 model. You can get these right now from anywhere from like 10 to 15K if you get a really good deal, probably in the lower end of that range. If you're a car guy looking for a non-JDM car, that is very affordable, especially when you're getting a German make. So at number 1, and this is in no particular order, but we got the Volkswagen GTI, specifically the 2010. Coming in at number 2, we have the Ford Mustang S197. This is the 2010 model range, 2010 to 2014, 2015, something like that. If you're looking to get into the muscle side of things, this is a really cool, really easy car to get you started. Going right into price, these can sometimes be found even cheaper than the Volkswagen GTI. You can find these anywhere from, again, like 10 to 15 grand. It's exactly the same. But from my research, I saw more of these cars in the 10K range than I did with the GTIs. So I would say these are closer to a 10K car that you can get right now. That being said, that is for the V6 model. If you want the V8, you're gonna be paying a bit more, but still worth it. If you got the budget to go, 15, 20, 25 grand, maybe in the 20 range, 20 to 15, you can get a really good deal. To do a quick comparison, the V6 has 210 horsepower, the V8 has 315. Both not bad choices. Again, if you're a beginner, let's say you're in high school and you want a first car, you may get chirped here and there. There's kind of a stigma against the V6. I personally don't care at all. I'm not a huge muscle car guy to begin with. But another cool thing about this car is that you can get it in manual or an automatic. Again, they made quite a few of these manual, which is really, really cool. The mods on Ford Mustangs are incredibly cheap. You can definitely mod this car, make it look unique, make it look really cool for a really low budget, probably less than 3 or 4K. Just for, a lip kit, body stuff, anything like that. Get some nice wheels on it. This thing is going to look really, really cool. Now, the biggest thing with the Mustang is it's known to have a couple transmission issues, but if you're willing to put in the money to maintain it and keep it fixed, it's going to be a really cool car. That is going to keep you satisfied as your first car as a car guy, I would say. Do your research with this one. Make sure a complete idiot didn't own the car before you. Test drive it, check what maintenance has been done. All that good stuff, and you should be fine in your 2010 Mustang. That you can get from anywhere on the low end, 10 grand or so. On the high end, 20, 25 if you want to go for the V8. Go grab yourself this car if you're looking to get into a muscle car as your first car guy's car. The 2010 Mustang is number 2 on our list. Up next, number 3 on our list is the BMW 3 Series, specifically a 2011 BMW 3. I think this is an ideal year for this car, and this is what I would go for if I was getting a BMW for the first time as a car guy. Now, I think there's 2 routes to go here. You can either go for the 328, which will cost a little less, or you can go for the 335, again, if you got money to spend, kind of like the Mustang V6, V8 situation. But what are you getting with both here? Well, with the 328i, you're getting 230 horsepower. The car's a little bit better on gas. Obviously, it's got a little less power than 335, but you can get this car right now today for something like 6 to 8 grand. Now, is it going to be high in kilometers? Yes. Is BMW known not to be the most reliable in the world? Yes. But if you do the maintenance on these cars, they do and they will run forever. And when they're working, they're a ton of fun. I have a BMW M5 E60, one of the most unreliable cars known to man, so take it from me. But the 335 and the 328 and the 2011 model, this is the E90s. They are really, really nice. Probably my favorite style 3 Series to date. The M3 E92 is one of my dream cars. But German cars are just built to perform, specifically the BMWs too. If you're looking to become a first-time car guy and you want to get yourself into a German car and you got a bit of money to spend, I would go for a 335i 2011 right now today. Again, I don't have to tell you about the customizability of these things. They look incredible with a good stance and the right set of wheels. Even just that, keeping everything else stock, is going to be awesome. This car is going to look great. You should be getting tons of compliments on this thing. And the drive in these 3 Series and in most BMWs is just unmatched when comparing with some American sports cars or some JDM cars. BMW, the German cars have this special thing about them where their drivability, their handling, the feel of the throttle, and how well these cars perform on the road. These are real car guys, drivers, performance cars. I cannot say that enough. So that's my thoughts around that. Number 3 is the BMW 3 Series, specifically the 2011. With number 4, we're going right back to the US with this one, and we are going with the 2000 to 2001 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. Now I'm gonna start right away by saying these are one of the more expensive ones on this list. On the low end, you're gonna see these right around 19 to 20K, and they're gonna range anywhere from 20K up to 30, 35. And then once you go up higher than that, again, they're gonna be the newer models. So let's ignore those. But for the 2000 and 1999 model range, again with the hideaway headlights, these are insane cars. My dad used to have one of these, and it was amazing. Fun fact for you, he actually ended up selling it to get a newer Corvette, but he loved it so much that for his birthday, I got him some digital art of his exact Corvette right here. So there you go. 5.7 liter V8 with 345 horsepower. These things were an absolute beast back in the day and today. And I think these cars are super underappreciated because 99.9% of these cars that you see out there, the 1999 to 2000 Corvette Stingrays, are stock. And I love when people build these cars. I love when people put lip kits on them, lower them, put some wheels on them, performance upgrades, everything, and just absolutely turn these things into monsters. They end up looking so cool, and when done right, I think these are some of the cleanest cars out there. In my opinion, probably the best looking model years up to maybe the new modern ones, which I really like a lot. But before that, I'm not a huge fan of the super old Corvettes. But this 1999-2000 range C5 model is absolutely gorgeous. I think the best looking design. When talking about Corvette Stingrays, that name, I think this model represents that word the best. I think this body is beautiful. And again, 19 to 20K on the low end for these ones, a bit more expensive, but so worth it if you got the money to spend. I would buy this over the Mustang any day if I have the money. Number 4 on this list, Corvette Stingray C5. Again, we're staying in the US with this next one, and we're staying with Chevrolet, and we are going with the 1999 Chevrolet Camaro. Now these cars you can get from like 6 to 10K for a good deal. Again, a pure driver's, car guys kind of car. You're getting 2 options with this one as well. You're getting the V8 for 305 horsepower or the V6 for 200 horsepower, but in this case, go with the V8. You got it with this one. With the car being that low in price, put in the extra 2, 3, 4K and get yourself that more powerful engine. Rear wheel drives, these things are known to spin and slide around, so be careful with the handling on this one. The back is gonna get away from you really, really quick on this. Can be a little scary to drive because of that, but then again, so much fun. I like these cars when they're built really cleanly, nothing too crazy. I find sometimes muscle cars are the easiest to screw up when building, and they can look really ricey really quick. But if you can keep the Camaro 97 really, really clean, I think this is gonna look beautiful, and it's gonna last you a long time. The 97 Camaro is super cheap to maintain. As long as this thing doesn't break on you, if it's just the regular maintenance, American cars, American parts are way cheaper than anything German you are gonna get on the market out there. Again, the performance isn't quite comparable, but we're also talking like a fifth of the price of some of these other cars that I've mentioned. So this is probably the cheapest on this list so far. A really cool, really unique car by itself. Nothing more to say. But number 5 on this list is the 99 Chevy Camaro. Coming right into number 6, back to Germany on this one. We are going with the 2015 Audi A3. German luxury from anywhere from $14,000 to $17,000. Is super affordable for the amount you're getting. I even saw an A3 2.0, that's the 2.0 turbocharged inline 4 with 220 horsepower for only like 15K Canadian. That's like 13,500 US. Super good deal for the amount of car and the amount of power you're getting. Luxury on the inside, sporty on the outside. This thing's kind of got the best of both worlds. Good aftermarket modability, very popular car to build. You're not going to be alone here. You're going to find what you're looking for, and you're going to find a group of people that adore this car. So if you're looking to get on the German side of things, next on our list here is the Audi A3 2015. At number 7, we're going back to the likes of the Volkswagen GTI. We got a little bit of a hatch going right here, and that is the Ford Focus ST, specifically the 2013. 252 horsepower, very respectable. Now, the reason I don't go over the Ford Focus RS here is because if you get the RS, that's pretty much going to double your price, and you're going to be paying upwards of like 40, 50K for this thing. So with the ST, you can get a 2013 right now for about 15, 16 grand. That's kind of the range. Between 20 and 10K is where I'm trying to get most cars on this list. So right around 16, this is right kind of a mid-level, mid-price car for this list. Front wheel drive, tons of modability. You see some pretty cool builds of this thing online. Car's got a bit of a rally history, so you know you got that kind of history and experience and spirit in the car when you're driving it. Not a whole lot to say about this one. Very affordable car. If you want like an American tuner, not a pure American muscle car, I think the Ford Focus ST is a perfect middle ground car on this list. You don't want to go German, but you don't want to be pure American muscle. With my V8 in the dirt and stuff, and yeah. In that case, go with the Ford Focus ST. That is my gift to you in this list. It's a perfect mid-tier balance of all things, all-arounder car. If this car was in Mario Kart, it would be Mario with the standard cart. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 7, Ford Focus ST 2013. At number 8, we have the 2012 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. If you want a discount C63 AMG for around 10 grand, maybe even less, 876 grand, go for the 2012 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. First of all, it's a coupe. It's automatically sportier than a 4-door. Want to go up to the V6, you get 228. Want to go to the V8, you get 450. But again, that is not the one that is going to be available for 8 grand right now. C63 AMG look without the C63 AMG price tag. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. It's Mercedes, so you already know the interior is going to be on point. They're not the most reliable things in the world, but they're also not going to explode every 5 seconds like the BMW 3 Series that you bought earlier in this list. Again, I drive an M5 E60. I would know. Very cool car if you were to spend a bit more and get, again, a bigger engine, more power, or less kilometers. You might be spending 15 grand on this, but you can get one on the low end for about 10 to 12. Gonna last you a while. Good entry car to get into the German car culture before you upgrade and get that 335i BMW E92 that we all love and cherish. Perfect beginner car for car guys looking to get into the German scene with this. Definitely a cool one on this list. Coming in at number 8, 2012 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Number 9, in my opinion, maybe one of the most unique cars on this list is the 2009 BMW 135i. Right away, you're basically getting a sports coupe for about 13 to 15 grand. Super cheap. These cars are so rare. They don't make them anymore. They barely made them in the first place. If you can't get the 1M, get yourself the 135 for a good price. My friend Jamie has one of these things, so I've gotten to see firsthand what it's like to sit in and drive one. And it is incredible. It's like driving a go-kart on the road legally. These things are tiny and they're fast and they're speedy and they're so clean. I really like these. You got a 3-liter inline 6 with 300 horsepower pushing a car that is the size of a Razor scooter. This thing is awesome. Grab yourself the 135i and then put the 1M body kit on it to make it look sick. I would do that. Super clean builds of this car exist and you barely see them anywhere. They're so rare. These are only going to go up in value too. So if this is one you want to get, I would jump on it ASAP. BMW 135i. 2009 is the year, 14 to 16K is the price tag. That's number 9 on our list. And rounding out this list at number 10 is the Fiat 500 Abarth. You're gonna get this anywhere from 9 to 15, 16 grand, depending on the condition. 160 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, but this car literally weighs nothing. You could probably push it over if you wanted. 2,512 pounds. If there's a breeze, this thing is tipping, which means all that horsepower is doing work when you're driving this car. Very unique car, kind of like the cool version of the smart car, I find. There are builds of this out there. You can look them up, and they are interesting for sure. But if you're looking to get into something small, you want to be different, and you don't want to get a hatch like everyone else has, go for the Fiat 500. I know, it's a Fiat 500, but it's unique, interesting. If you like the car yourself, then definitely go with this one. I personally think it's cool. 2-door, again, it's tiny, and this car remains affordable throughout the model year, so you don't have to go back 20 model years just to find something you can afford. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is going to round out the list of 10 beginner non-JDM cars that you can get into right now if you're looking to get into car culture. Let me know which of the 10 you thought was the best. Put your comments down below. Or is there one I missed? That's a non-JDM car. It was honestly tough without JDM to get 10 on this list that were reasonably priced and good for a beginner entry kind of thing. Speaking of car culture and getting into car stuff, go check out apparelbyenemy.com, my car clothing and accessory website and store. We got JDM posters, we got car clothes, hoodies, tees, hats, sweatpants, everything you can imagine. Go check it out. You're going to find something you love on there. 15% off when you sign up by email on the website. Go save yourself some money. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Please leave a like. Please leave a sub. It really helps me a lot. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or watch me build my own car, the BMW M5 E60, and take it to car meets and give you guys car content and review a bunch of cars and hopefully add more cars to this channel in the future, make sure you sub, make sure you hit that bell notification so that you can watch the process and dive in deeper with me into this amazing, crazy world that is car culture. I appreciate you guys so much. My name's Chris. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.